Are you losing more deals than you like? Are you hearing back from customers that say, hey, we went with somebody cheaper? If this is happening to you, then you may be starting to recognize that you might not have something that makes you truly unique and different as a company. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Hey, I'm Spencer Powell, and if you don't know me, I'm the CEO over at BuilderFunnel, and our marketing agency has helped our clients generate over $150 million in remodeling and custom home projects. This channel, BuilderFunnel TV, is where we share some tips and some strategies, things that have worked for us in hopes that they work for you as well. And in today's video, I want to dive into this idea of uniqueness. And so I'm a marketer. I've been doing this for about 13 years, and the longer and longer I do this, the more and more I realize that the better the offering, the easier the marketing is. The better the offering, the easier the sales is. And so, at the beginning, when you get into marketing, I think there's this perception of it's creating ads and it's, getting placements, in different, spots, it's trucks, it's signage. And those are a lot of those tactical things. But at the end of the day, you're marketing whatever the product or service is. And if the product or service isn't very good, then that's going to be a really big uphill battle. And maybe the product or service is good, but if it's not very different, then now you're just going to find yourself competing all the time against everyone that looks pretty similar. And so as you really go down the marketing rabbit hole, you start to recognize that product and service is a lot of marketing. Now, it's not all the tactics and the strategies that you create in terms of who are we serving and all of that kind of stuff. But if you have a really strong offer, then again, marketing gets a lot easier. And then sales is a lot easier because as you're having that conversation with that homeowner or that person that wants to build a custom home, and you can point to your offer and what you have, and it is truly unique and different from anyone else that they're talking to, and it's compelling and it speaks to them, then now that conversation, one, you're going to close at a higher percentage. The conversation's a lot easier. The person's more inclined. They're more excited to sign up because they feel like that was created and built just for them. And so as we start to think about that, I want you to just kind of sit with this for a second and not just breeze through this video, because this may be one of the videos that you watch this year and you come back and watch it again and you really think about it. Because again, I've been doing marketing for a long time, and it wasn't until, I would say in the last maybe 2-3 years, something like that, where I've really kind of just gone deeper and deeper and deeper, and you start to recognize what is that offer made of? What are we actually presenting to somebody, both on the marketing side, but also in the sales side? So I'd encourage you to really let it sink in, chew on it a little bit, and then we're going to run through a few more things here. But let's start with some questions. What is it that you actually offer? For most of us, it's, remodeling services. I do kitchens, I do baths, or it's custom homes. I can help you find a lot and build you a great custom home, something that you're looking for. But what makes you different? Is it, hey, I've been in business for 10 years. Okay, that might make you a little bit different, but does that really matter to the homeowner that's wanting to redo their kitchen? Yeah, it gives you some credibility, so it maybe gives you a little bit of an edge. But honestly, somebody that's been doing it for 2 years, if they do a great job, does that matter? So again, just a question. Are you family owned? That's something I see on a lot of remodeling websites. Okay, that might resonate with some of your target audience, right? That might be something that's really important to them. But how many of them, what percentage of them is that super important? Are you design build? Now that's a spot where you actually start to add, I think, some real differentiation, because now you're kind of comparing and contrasting a remodeling company and a design build remodeling company. And over here, you can kind of talk about why this process is superior, and it'll get them to a better outcome. Right? If we integrate design and build, we can make sure that we're on time, on budget. We incorporate all of the things you're thinking about up front, and then we can make sure that we're having that conversation while we're having the budget conversation. And so I think that starts to become a differentiator. But then you kind of take it one level deeper and you go, okay, I'm design build, And now what happens if that homeowner is talking to 3 design build companies? Is there something else that makes you unique, that makes you stand out? And this is the zone that I see a lot of people kind of in right now. I don't want to say stuck, but they find themselves in this zone right now where they are design build and they're competing against other design build firms, and they're maybe losing out on price. And it kind of makes sense, because at that point, the homeowner has kind of gone through and they've gone, okay, they've done their research, and maybe they looked at other remodelers, and then they kind of found design build, and they're like, oh wow, design build is better. But now there's these 3 companies. And so within that bucket, then through their lens, what do they have to make that decision? Well, they go, well, okay, I'm going to go with price, unless there's something else compelling that happens in the marketing or sales process to show why the higher priced or the medium priced one should stand above. And so this is the area that I think is really, really tough and really tricky, because it often involves changing the way you structure your offer and potentially the way you do business, the way you serve your customers. And it gets back to like, what is my product? What is my service? What is my offer? And so, maybe at this stage you're looking at things like, do you have 3 times the length of warranty than your competitors? Maybe that's something unique. Do you have like a really strong design angle that like all of your designs are truly very unique, but they're kind of on brand to you, but they do incorporate like what the homeowner is looking for, but you can kind of tell this is a ABC remodeling design. And that could be something that's a true differentiator. Is it, the way you deliver the service? Is it the speed? Maybe you move a lot faster than anyone else. But these are the types of questions that I think are the really, really hard questions, and I think they're going to be some of the most important questions for remodelers, especially design builders, over the next several years, to really be thinking about, how do I become unique and different? How do I present a unique offer to the homeowner so that when I market it, it sounds different, it looks different, it feels different, and it calls to the homeowner. And then when I get into the sales process, I get less pushback and I can charge a premium because I've built my offering around that and around something that actually drives real value to the homeowner. And so those are the things that I think are going to be critical over the next several years. That doesn't mean that you won't be able to market and sell, but it just means marketing and selling will be harder because it's going to be a more competitive landscape. But the more you can position your offer against your competition and kind of drive away into a unique place, marketing will get easier and sales will get easier. So I think it's something to start thinking about and start really trying to transform about your business. And just know that if you're losing deals on price and those types of things, that it's just going to be part of the game that you're playing, because that's what your offer looks like to your prospect or your next potential customer. And so usually if you're losing a lot of deals on price, it means either you didn't demonstrate the value through the marketing and the sales process, or there actually just isn't more value there. And so the homeowner has to make that decision based on the information they have, and they're just comparing to a few different people. And so that's kind of the hard truth, is that maybe, we haven't made our offering totally unique, and so it doesn't stand out. But that's okay, because that is a hard problem to solve. And so most businesses won't take the time to try to solve it, which means if you try and solve it, then you can figure out something that's unique, and then you will start to stand out. And so again, things may be a little bit tougher, on the marketing and sales side until you crack that. So hopefully this kind of sparked a light bulb for you, because I know when this hit me and the light bulb went off for me, it was a total game changer, and I hope that will be the same for you as well. So with that being said, we'll see you next time here on Builder Funnel TV.